Hi everybody, nice to have you here. Henrik here from Vilnius Permaculture Design Center. So, hardening. So, today it's nice weather here in Lithuania, or at least here in Vilnius. It starts to be really warm and cozy, so I can be outside and enjoying it. So, and therefore I can also take out my plants a little bit, and we call this hardening because these plants that we grow earlier, we want to start earlier, we have them inside, but that makes all the plant that you have inside weak. They are not tough enough. They have this perfect nice environment, and slowly you have to take them out and get them used to wind and sun and cold and so on. So you will, for a couple of days, you will take them in and out, and some you plant in the greenhouse and some you plant outside. So this we do with the plants, right? But for me, I'm an old kung fu teacher, and there we also have hardening. We hardening our body. We train our physics, so we get stronger, we get better on taking punches, we can tense our muscle correctly when we get punched, and we have this different kind of iron bone technique in Kung Fu where we hit hard things. And we also, like the plants here, we start with soft things and then we can hit harder and harder. And China even they go as far as they standing and hit iron bars and so on, because they think they will be hard as iron and so on. So okay, so hardening. I will talk today about the culture we live in and the modern society. So we know that if the plants are not ready or cannot stand against different kind of climate and different kind of weather, they die. They get weak and die. So we have all these vegetables. They are really hard to grow and make them perfect and so on. We have to make the perfect conditions for them so they grow and taste the correct way, grow the correct way, and so on. We have to feed them with the exact amount of nutrition and so on. So we can say that these plants are spoiled because they are not nettles, they are not dandelions. So we have this what we call weed. They don't need anything. They are reading hardening. They know everything. They are one with the nature, and they can even grow in asphalt. If there is just a little hole in the asphalt, they will grow. So why is it? Because they're not spoiled. So, and these plants, the what we call weeds, they contain so much more power and energy and nutrition than vegetables. If we compare normal grown salad with nettles, we cannot compare. There's 100 times more energy and nutrition and protein and so on in nettles than there is in the salad we buy in the shop. So out here I only have to take a handful of nettles and cook them and eat them. I get the same energy as if you go and eat the whole dinner in the restaurant, because there is nothing in this food. But we put a lot of pressure on the body, so the body will have a lot to do with this food, to process the food, because it's so much, but it don't get out so much. It's like a bad engine. You put diesel in and diesel in, and nothing happens. It still goes slow. It's just old leakage. So you want to eat this very nutrient dense food, not this destroyed manufactured industry food. And you come there to the shop and you see, for example, aubergine. You see this big aubergine. It's 3 times bigger than the ecological aubergine. And you think, this big one is much cheaper than this small ecological one. But here we fool ourselves, because this little aubergine, who looks like a normal aubergine when you grow it, it contains 10 times more than this one. So even the other one is bigger, you get less. And it's in the end much more expensive. So why are not the farmers growing these the correct way? Well, they want the big one because they are paid in kilo and liters and so on. They are not paid for quality. They're paid for amount and size and weight. This is industrial way to think about it. Yeah? So of course the farmer grow the thing they earn most on, and doing the best they can to grow the biggest aubergine they can. Not the tastiest and not the best aubergine with the highest nutrition, of course not. Now we come to ourselves. So, do we hardening ourselves so that we have a healthy body? So my question for you is, how many different postures or position do you put yourself into every day? Because I know if you're working in an office, you sit on the chair, you're standing with the coffee machine, you're walking upright, maybe you go to the toilet, so you bend a little bit, you go from the chair and up, and you take some from, yes, you're sitting there for a long time in the computer. So you have some different positions every day. But you know, they are so comfortable, you know. Inside there is warm all the time, it's always the same weather, somewhere air. You sit in the same chair, you're standing, you're walking, you have clothes, you have the same shoes and so on. So your body is like this spoiled little plant, this vegetable plant, can't stand anymore. That's why everybody is sick all the time, and mental sick and mental tired and so on. So if I compare myself, I choose to change my life. I want to be out here because, you know, I've been training, so I understand this. The body must be in different positions, as many positions as possible. Right now I'm sitting down here bending. When I was watering this, I went down to the river, I was sitting there, even more bending, taking the water, carrying. So you walk different when you're carrying things, you water, you do things, you put yourself in different positions all the time. You carry something heavy, you pull the wheelbarrow, you're lifting a bag or something, you saw something, you do. So you have many, maybe hundreds of different positions every day. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you use all the muscles. You put pressure on the skeleton and the bone and your system. Not much, because I want to be in control. I don't want to be stupid, lift too heavy or work too hard and so on. Just, you know, normal. That's make my body more healthy, and of course my digestion system will be much better than somebody who sits totally still. You have to help your system, not destroy your system. Yes? And you want to have your own tempo. You're not stressed. You work. When you lift heavy, maybe you become tired and you take a little bit break, and then when you get the energy back, you work again. And you have outside here, you have your own speed, tempo, atmosphere, and so on. And of course, today it's much more nice. You sit here in the sun, I will get sun in my eyes, on my skin, you know, D vitamins, you know, fresh air. But you're not as happy when it's snowing and windy and so on. But I still go out and work and so on because that's also weather. Because it puts pressure on my, system, and that makes me more healthy. So the question is, how many positions do you put yourself into every day? How many different kind of weathers are you in every day, and so on? What do you do to optimize your body? It's not about going to the gym or things like that. That's also nice, but this is even more because it's the whole day. Because your life is time. So what you do with your time becomes your life. So if you do healthy things, if you put your body in healthy positions, doing healthy things the whole day, of course, you will have a different body than if you do unhealthy things every day. Smoking, drinking, taking drugs, taking medicines, sitting still the whole day, only watching TV the whole evening, and so on. This collapse your body, and then we say, why am I not feeling good? Well, it's not strange at all. So we have to put pressure on our body every day, and not like training 1.5 hours a day. That cannot compensate 8, 9, 10, 15 hours of sitting. It cannot. Of course not. It's good, but it cannot compensate. I learned this in a rough way. I am a European, so I was training. I went to my training, train 1.5 to 3 hours every evening, and so on. Normal people only come and train with me 3 times a day, but I train myself also. So I was training many hours every day, but not like. Still, I was a European. Then I met my Chinese master, Chen Xiaohun, and suddenly, yes, we train. And he didn't mean we train 1.5 hours in the evening. No, we started 9 o'clock and we ended up 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And we trained every day. And in the beginning, I was so exhausted. All of us guys, we're tough guys, but my God, this is rough, I said, yeah, but this is how we do it in China. We train. If we train the whole day. If we are Kung Fu masters and we are Kung Fu students, this is what we do. We don't, just go and be lazy. So I had this in me to what we do the whole day is important. Not only a couple of hours, a couple of days a week. No. What we do the whole day is what we become. So we have to put this pressure and this hardening on our body every day, exactly as on a normal tomato plant. So we can learn a lot from nature. So you have to go out there and harden yourself a little bit. Have a nice day.